I hope that you're all keeping safe. I hope that you're all doing well. And I know that a lot of us have more time on our hands than usual, and idle hands can get into a lot of trouble. It's in times like this that you could just be home and you can decide to text somebody, what are you doing? What are you up to? We can even find ourselves reaching into our past, texting exes or texting people that we have left behind just for the sake of fulfilling a lonely desire. So I just want to encourage you in this season, make sure that you're keeping your head on straight. One of the best examples we have of being able to just avoid pitfalls in the past, or why we should avoid pitfalls from the past, is taken from Judges chapter 14, the story of Samson. The Bible tells us that Samson is headed down to marry this woman of Timnah, and his parents are asking him, isn't there a woman in all Israel for you to marry? Why are you seeking this woman of Timnah who does not share your beliefs, who does not believe in the God that you believe in, who does not share your same belief system? And I know that a lot of times when we're in seasons of singleness, we are tempted to settle. Just because it's convenient doesn't mean that it's for you. Just because it's proximate doesn't mean that it's for you. Just because it's familiar doesn't mean that it's for you. But Samson persists. He decides he still wants to be with this woman of Timnah. So the Bible tells us that he's headed down to be with her and to meet up with her. And while he's headed there, a lion comes out roaring against him to kill him. Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm headed anywhere, especially somewhere I kind of know I shouldn't be going, and something comes out to kill me, something almost happens that almost takes my life. If I escape, I'm headed home. I'm taking my cues from God. I'm reading the signals and I'm saying, all right, time to pack it up, time to reroute my course, and time to head back home. But Samson, we know he has great strength. He overcomes the lion, he tears the lion apart, and he still heads down this destructive path. He goes and he meets with the woman of Timnah, and the Bible says that she pleases him well. Then, another time, when Samson is headed back down to be with the woman of Timnah, the Bible says that he looks to the side and he looks into the carcass of the lion that almost killed him. Now, one thing you got to remember is that Samson is a Nazarite. And part of his Nazarite vow is that Samson can't touch anything that's dead. He is not allowed to touch anything that's dead. And Samson decides that he is going to look at this carcass of this lion that almost killed him. And inside the lion, he sees a swarm of honeybees and he sees some honey. And Samson decides that he's going to reach his hand into this dead thing and take something sweet out of it. And that just reminds me of how the enemy loves to reframe our past. How the thing that almost killed us, the thing that almost destroyed us, the relationship that almost ruined us, when we are by ourselves, we can begin to romanticize and romanticize our painful past and think about only the good times, the times when we laughed, the times when we had a good time, the times when we had a good meal, and we forget about all the times when this thing almost killed me, this thing almost destroyed me, this thing broke my heart, or this thing almost ruined me. And Samson has forgotten that this thing almost killed him, and Samson has forgotten that he's not supposed to touch dead things. So Samson reaches into this dead thing in order to remove something sweet from it. And we do the same, where this relationship that is dead, we reach back in with a text that says, what are you doing? This relationship that is dead, we reach back in while we scroll through their social media. This relationship that's dead and that we should have left behind, we start to remember the sweet things, the smiling times, the laughing times, the joyful times, and we reach back for something sweet. But in doing so, we compromise our own values, we compromise our vows, and we touch dead things. See, you got to remember that just because it's dead doesn't mean it's no longer dangerous. The lion was dead, but it was still dangerous because it caused Samson to compromise his values as he reached into this dead thing to get something sweet out of it. And in this season where a lot of us are home and where we have more time in our hands, you can begin to think about the sweeter times, but don't forget the painful past. There's a reason why that relationship is dead. There's a reason why that thing did not work. And I encourage you today, don't reach back into your past because it can compromise your future. If God has delivered you from it, keep on moving forward. Don't look back. Don't reach back into it. Don't text them. In fact, if you haven't blocked their number and unfollowed their account, this might be the time to do so. But don't be like Samson. Don't reach back into these things that are dead, because they still can be dangerous. God bless you.